Hey Tigers, welcome to episode 11 of TSC Talks here on Tiger Sports Central. My name is Jack Slayton, and I am, as always, joined by
Javyn Montgomery,
Taurean Daniels,
Ethan Murphy.
Yeah, welcome everyone to our second episode back from fall break. In today's episode, we are going to do our usual Friday episode where we preview the weekend ahead of football. So Bardstown is on bye this week, so we're going to skip past them today. But just one thing to note about Bardstown. Bardstown will enter this bye 6-3, and unfortunately they have been 1-2 in their last 3 games. So a rough stretch there for Bardstown, but hopefully they'll be able to bounce back next week on their game on Halloween. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the National Basketball Association, the NBA. Since NBA just started, the NBA basketball season just started, we're going to try something out here. And how are you guys feeling about the NBA Finals? Who do you guys have? Who do you think could maybe win it all? Just how are you guys feeling?
Yeah, I'll start. I'd like to say that I know a lot about the game, but I mean, the playoffs as a whole are kind of unpredictable, especially after last year, because I don't think anybody saw Indiana doing what they did. So, I mean, take these picks with a grain of salt, but I think out of the West, I have Denver. I really like the acquisitions they made in the offseason. They really addressed their main issue that was last year. I mean, they took the Thunder to 7 last year with a roster that was less than impressive. That bench was terrible. So they really addressed that in the offseason. I think that, I mean, you have probably the MVP favorite on your team. It's never going to be too difficult to go deep into the playoffs, especially with him who already has the track record of being pretty successful in the postseason. And then out of the East is a wild card. I could really see like 3 or 4 teams making it. But as of right now, I think it's the New York Knicks. I think that, especially after last year, I mean, the year before that, they lost in the semifinals 2 years in a row. They made that jump over the reigning champs at the time in Boston. I think that they're just going to keep it rolling. I mean, they didn't lose anything at all, anything of note at least, and they added some pivotal key pieces on the bench. I mean, Jordan Clarkson, although he's not as good as he was maybe in Cleveland or even Utah, he'll still be a pretty good addition to the bench. So, yeah, that's – and then in the finals, I'm probably going to go with Denver. I think that the West is so competitive by the time you get to the finals. The Eastern Conference just doesn't kind of stack up as usual. So I think that Denver will take it in 6.
Yeah, that's all right. Not too bad. But I got Rockets out of the West because, I mean, I think KD, they got a lot of people on their team. They got great depth. They got a lot of young guys. Amin Thompson, he's like crazy good, athletic. Mm-hmm. And then out of the East, I got Pistons. I mean, I just feel like we've only gained, and we made it second round of the playoffs last year. We haven't lost anybody. We've gained a lot of our injured people back, like Jaden Ivey and Isaiah Stewart. So I think we'll get over that hump, hopefully make it to the finals and win it all. That's what I got, win it all.
Oh, my God. Javyn?
I have, coming out the Eastern, I have the, I don't want to say this, but I have to, Detroit Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like Taurean said, they're only gaining. They have a good, decent young roster, so they can make a run. But in the Western, I have the Warriors. Stephen Curry, I feel like it's his time. Him and Draymond, it's his time to win another championship. And I feel like it's this year, but it's no year.
All right. East-West, I don't know. I don't really care, but the Toronto Raptors are going to win it all. I'm saying it here first. You can pull this clip up. Is it like February?
We won't be in school when the finals happen.
It's like
in
June.
June.
Well, be sure to come back to this episode in June because my take is going to be right, and you're going to be able to see that as we progress through the season and the hundreds of games.
What do you know about the Raptors?
Everything.
Drake.
The Raptors.
Look,
the Raptors.
I mean, I could I'm not trying to like pick sides, but the Raptors, they had a quietly good offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have a pretty deep roster. I mean, Scotty Barnes and his
Scotty.
All right, come on, man.
No, I mean, they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to win
Yeah,
the
I mean,
finals,
they beat a really good Hawks team on opening night by like 20 points. They put up like almost 140. I think Jakob Poeltl, he's still a pretty decent starter. Brandon Ingram, that was a big addition, who's getting his debut as a Raptor. So I think that could very well be like a 6 seed, even like avoid the play-in in a East that's not very competitive at the bottom part.
Yep. Great takes there, Ethan. I agree 100%. Mm-hmm. Now, moving on to college football, we're going to start off with number 8 ranked Oklahoma taking on number 13th ranked Ole Miss.
Yeah, I got Ole Miss winning this one. I think
Yeah.
Oklahoma, they've been good. I just don't see them walking into Ole Miss and winning that game. So I got Ole Miss.
Yeah, I got Ole Miss as well. They're going to the SIP.
I'm with Javyn and Taurean.
I'm gonna have to go with Oklahoma. I just think that Ole Miss does this every year. We're always in this conversation where they go into these big games against these big opponents and they just let people down. I mean, even with Jackson Dart, who's looking like he's going to be a pretty good starter in the NFL, he couldn't do anything there. And I don't think the roster they have now is any better than the one they had last year. So I think that Oklahoma, they're a very talented team, beat a very good Michigan team early in the year. So
Very
I think
good
that
Michigan team.
I think Oklahoma's going to surprise a lot of people with this and maybe get it back into the top 5, depending on how impressive the road win is.
All right. Now moving on to number 3, Texas A&M taking on the number 20 ranked LSU.
I got an upset alert, LSU. I just don't think Texas A&M, we've seen it previous seasons. I don't see them walking into Death Valley and going out there with a win.
Yeah, me either. I'm going with Taurean, LSU.
Okay. Yeah, LSU, that is a big home field advantage there. Texas A&M, they kind of just popped up there for me. I just saw them in the top 5. They just were there all of a sudden. I don't know too much about Texas A&M, but I think that's a hard game to pick. I'm gonna go with Texas A&M just because they're higher ranked.
Come on, Dad.
The thing about this game is these are both two teams that year in and year out disappoint. I know I say it a lot, but a lot of teams in the SEC disappoint for their expectations. But that's besides the point. I think that it will be LSU that wins this only because of the home field. A&M did go to Notre Dame, but at that point, Notre Dame wasn't that great. You know, they've kind of found their own now. But I think that LSU, that's probably one of, if not the best environments in all of the conference and even all of the nation, really. So I think that's really what wheels them to this win. And Texas A&M being number 3, I think, is probably the most crazy thing. I don't think they're the best team in the SEC, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that. It's just kind of a fact that they really haven't lost. That's why they're that high. Excuse me. I think that if they win, then they do deserve this because it's never easy to play in LSU. But I just don't see them doing it.
Yeah.
All right, on the note of SEC, the last game we want to talk about is number 17th ranked Tennessee going to Lexington to face the Kentucky Wildcats.
I know it's a night game and everything, but there's no way Kentucky wins this game. I don't see it at all. It's either going to be a really close game that they're going to sell or they're getting beat by 40. There's really no in between. But I don't see a world where Kentucky wins this game.
Upset. I have an upset.
Ooh.
As a Louisville fan?
Yeah, as a Louisville fan, I have an upset. Kentucky's beating Tennessee. What if they did to Texas? They could have won that game. They just tricked it.
Yeah, but I think Tennessee's much better than Texas. They're the better UT.
Well, until somebody calls my bluff, Kentucky's winning.
All right.
It's an upset.
I'm going to go Tennessee. I think it will be close. UK does tend to keep their games a lot closer than some people want to give them credit for. They almost beat Texas. If I think they had better play calling, they probably might have won. So, it's never easy to go into Lexington. Never mind. Yeah,
it's been easy.
It's pretty easy. I take that back.
Maybe a night game, it's a little bit harder, but it's
that's
pretty
any
easy.
camp. That's any
Yeah,
campus, though.
it's pretty easy to go to Lexington.
Yeah, I'll take that back. But if they're playing well and the crowd's into it, then maybe. But, Tennessee will win. But I don't expect Kentucky to just, be bad all game.
There you go. All right, now moving on to the NFL. The first game we're going to talk about is the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. One thing that I do want to add before we get into this game, they just played, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and the Giants shocked the world there and beat the Eagles. So after 2 weeks, they play again. How are you guys feeling about this rematch?
I got the Giants winning.
Okay.
I'd agree. I think Giants will win it. I just think Eagles haven't been as good as they looked like the Chiefs last year, as we said. Close games, they could have a totally different opposite record than they have now. I think Giants they just got some energy coming in this game that they could win it.
Yeah, for the longest time in the 2 weeks that we've had to predict this game, I had Philadelphia winning only because they got, at the time, impressive win against Minnesota. But, of course, after last night, that win's looking less and less credible. But I do think they'll win. the Giants they're coming off a really demoralizing loss. I mean, letting up 33 points in the fourth quarter to lose is never something that's easy to get over. So I think that it will be close. It's in Philadelphia, so that never helps them. But I just don't see I don't see the Eagles getting swept by the Giants in the regular season series. That would probably be a very big deal. That'd probably be the discussion of the NFL if they do lose 2 out of 3 games to the same team. So I simply because they have the resume and they have the team to do it, I have to go with the Eagles.
Yeah. I think this game, at least for me, it's a coin flip. It's hard to predict really either team. I think that is really just because both the Giants and the Eagles, they have been very unpredictable teams, at least since Jackson Dart's been at the helm in New York. But we'll see. I want to say the Giants just because they just beat the Eagles, but at the end of the day, it is in Philly. And Philadelphia, they have been a solid – they've been inconsistent here and there, but overall they've been a solid team, especially winning the Super Bowl. Now moving on to the Dallas Cowboys versus the Denver Broncos.
You know, it's going to be hard to say, but I do got the Cowboys winning this one. I think Dak's looking good. They got CD back. George Pickens is like a great wide receiver too. As long as their defense holds up, they're going to win this game.
This is another tough game. I'm rooting for Bo Nix and I'm rooting for the Broncos. I like that franchise a lot, but Dallas they have been playing some really good football. I think Dak Prescott, that offense, not necessarily the defense, but their running back rooms coming to form there. A great wide receiver room, like you said, Taurean, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and Dak Prescott. He's putting together what many are calling an MVP-like season. I think he's doing really well for them, and I think this game will show a lot for the Dallas Cowboys to play against a really strong defense, especially in Denver.
I think that this is a game that's going to be dominated by defense because the Cowboys' defense has had a couple of bad games. I mean, they had a little bit of an up against the Commanders team that struggled and has been injury-prone, but this is a Broncos team that offensively is very streaky and at times non-existent. I mean, they put up 13 against the Jets. So, I mean, there's always those concerns. Their defense will be fine. Maybe not for the things they're going up against because they don't get many takeaways. They get a lot of sacks, but they don't get a lot of takeaways. So I think that overall Dallas is going to win. I think that Bo Nix's offense just doesn't really click that day, and Dallas picks up a big road win.
All right. Moving on to the Sunday night football game. This is a big game for Packers fans. The Packers at the Steelers. Unfortunately, it's not in Green Bay, but still, it is Aaron Rodgers versus the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers versus Jordan Love. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. As you can see right here, we got little A-Rod.
That's not little.
That's not like really his height though.
It probably is.
Yeah, probably not far off.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll start us off with this game. The Packers look like the better team going into this game. Just following that Steelers loss, losing to Joe Flacco and the Bengals, who the Packers beat the week before. So I believe that the Packers are the better team over the Steelers. However, it is Aaron Rodgers, and there's just something about Aaron Rodgers beating Green Bay that it seems like it's going to happen. Like when you have these big stories and these big, I guess you could call it like a revenge game, it just seems like something that would happen for Aaron Rodgers to beat Jordan Love and for Jordan Love to never have that win over Aaron. But I'm going to stick with the Packers. I haven't picked against the Packers all season. I want the Packers to win, but worst case, Rodgers takes home a win for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I got the Steelers winning this one, definitely.
I'm a Taurean. I got the Steelers.
You could be playing the Jets, and I'm picking the Jets in this one. I think Aaron Rodgers is just. I don't think he wants to lose to the Packers. I think that's legitimately his last thing he wants to do. So I just really feel like they'll play a good game. They got the defense. They have the team to beat y'all. It's at the Steelers. Give me the Steelers.
Okay.
I think for me, before we even get into the actual game, I mean, the past 6 years at this point for Aaron Rodgers has been a PR nightmare. I mean, he's just been so moody and emotional. And I think that's definitely going to key into his performance because I don't think he's really been too thrilled about being in Green Bay since they drafted Jordan Love. I mean, there were reports that he wasn't very happy they drafted Jordan Love because that was a first-round pick, and at the time it was not a great pick. But, I mean, it's turned out really well for them. But I think that he's going to see this as the time where he has to get this win. This is for, like, probably his legacy because this is probably, like, the biggest game on the schedule for him from a story standpoint. And going into the actual game, I could see this either being a shootout or a defensive game. I don't see there being an in-between because, I mean, the Packers' defense, they didn't have a great week last week. Was there some decent targets in Arizona? Yes. But, I mean, like, the defense let up 34 points? Well, how much? Hold on. Can I finish and then, like, was it 34? Just please tell me. And then you can say whatever you want.
I don't think the Cardinals put up 34 points.
I'm fairly certain they put up points in the 30s. I'll fact check it, but I'm fairly certain it was like 34-37.
Y'all like Cardinals score 30?
No. No, it was 24, excuse me.
Okay.
That was my bad.
24.
But that's still 3 touchdowns to Jacoby Brissett. But that's besides the point. I think that this is going to be a game where Aaron Rodgers has a lot of yards, but I think that Green Bay, I think they're going to come out swinging early. I think they're going to sit on their lead late, not really do much maybe in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh kind of makes a short comeback, but it's too little too late. I do think Green Bay is going to get the win. It's going to be very close, and I think it's another win where people are saying, you know, the Packers haven't looked really convincing. They play down the competition, but they get the wins when they need to.
Okay. Now, I do have to go against something that you said there, Ethan. Sure, we let up some points, but the Packers' defense, at least one of our defensive guys, Micah Parsons, he looked great last week. Put up 3 sacks.
Against the Cardinals.
Had a career high. Now, you guys always disrespect the Cardinals. What has Jacoby Brissett done this year that makes you guys feel that he is so bad?
Because
you guys,
I don't disrespect the Cardinals. Y'all should have beat them by way more than you did, though.
I agree, but the thing is, you guys really dislike Jacoby Brissett, and he's done nothing but almost lead the Cardinals to wins over number 1 seeds in his 2 games starting. I mean, you look at the schedule that Jacoby Brissett has played against the Colts, who happen to be the number 1 team in the AFC, and the Packers, who also happen to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. I don't understand why you guys are just hate so much on Jacoby Brissett. And I'm not even a big Jacoby Brissett fan, but it's mean to Jacoby.
They don't win. You can play individual. You can have an MVP season. You saw that with Joe Burrow. If it doesn't result in winning, people aren't really going to respect you. I mean,
and it's the NFL.
Like,
all the teams are good. Every single NFL team is good. If you're not winning games, you're not going to be good.
And another reason I don't respect the Cardinals is because their head coach is a little bit of a nut job. I mean, the guy's hitting his players after fumbling. I mean, I'm going to roll the clip where he hits his running back. I just think that it's a dysfunctional organization, and compared to the expectation that you and many others like me thought the Packers had, I just don't think that game had any business being as close as it was, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, and I get that from the Cardinals. I just think Jacoby Brissett, I think he's a breath of fresh air for the Cardinals. And like I noticed a comment, I can't remember who said it, but it was like the Cardinals against Jacoby Brissett. Like, it was really, like, you made it seem like Jacoby Brissett there was the reason for the Cardinals sucking, and I don't think he is. I think he's one of the best things going on that team, and you could call me crazy, but maybe Jacoby Brissett, he'll go off this week, and maybe the Cardinals will get a win.
I honestly think that Packers, y'all beating the Lions was like not even that good for you guys.
Oh,
because
okay.
let me talk. Because that set the expectations so high. Like, you come into that season, beat like the number 1 team in the league last year, and then now every game y'all lose or a close game, it's like, well, they didn't look like week 1. They didn't look like week 1. If y'all would have lost that game, this entire season would have been a success. Like, there would have been no hate towards the Packers. If you have
I do have to agree with that because, like, that set you – it's – in the NFL, it's never a good thing to peak early. I'm not saying you peaked early, but, I mean, that was a really good performance week 1.
And then you had a player going like, oh, we're going to go undefeated. We're going to win every single game now.
That was
and that game against Washington, I mean, you still look good, and at the time, Washington was great. But, I mean, I just think that, like he said, peaking early in the NFL is never really a great thing. But, I mean, I'm sure you'll disagree with me. I just think that Lions game set expectations a little too high because that was probably one of the best performances we've seen out of any team this season. And
it was just so unexpected.
I know.
Like, now everybody was like, wow, they're going to beat every team by like 30 now. But y'all haven't. So it's like.
I mean, I don't know how you can go back on a win and say that the win was bad. I kind of get where you
No,
guys
it was
are.
good. I'm gonna say it was a good win. Y'all are 4-1. It's a good team, but like, I'm just saying, it's like now your expectations are you have to beat like every team by a lot now.
I think the Packers. I don't like you said we've lost one game. Sure, that was against the Browns. That was not a great game. I watched that game. You can the Packers beat the Browns or the Browns beat the Packers all you want. You could do that. But we're 4-1. I think this Steelers game will be very telling into
4-2.
okay, all right.
4-2-1. 4-2-1.
Yeah, don't forget the one that tie
4-2-1.
against Dallas. But don't count out the Packers yet. I mean we have one loss and we're the number one team in the NFC, but still apparently we're really bad. But
Horrible.
We'll see how that goes. It's gonna be a big Sunday night football. You guys should watch it. Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. It's gonna be a matchup for the centuries. This one's gonna be replayed. It's gonna be like 56-53 with Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers winning with a game-winning drive from Jordan Love. But we'll see. Fingers crossed that not the pick six, but fingers crossed the Packers
six
win.
I'm not gonna lie, if y'all win
Jalen
56-53, you shouldn't be proud of that.
Okay, look, let's just move on, please, because this episode's going to be like 4 hours long if we keep doing this.
You're right.
So let's just...
One pride, go Lions, bye week, so didn't have a lot to talk about.
And forget the Packers.
All right. Okay. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining us here on episode 11 of TSC Talks. As always, we will see you on the next episode. See ya.